Hi, everybody. It's Cindy here, and I've been doing a series on my secrets to success and happiness because I've had so many people ask me how it is that I'm so darn happy most of the time and that life looks really good and feels really good to me. And so I've really thought about that this week and thought about some very specific ways that hopefully I can teach you some things that have really put me on a path to feeling really wonderful in my life and that leads me forward. And so today I want to talk about the power of our thoughts. And you've heard me, if you've known me for a while or ever hired me as a coach or a therapist, you've heard me talk about these things. But I'm gonna hone in on them again because they take practice sometimes. And it's so important. You know, research says we have approximately 50,000 thoughts a day, 50,000 thoughts a day, and that the majority of Americans, those are negative thoughts. And so imagine if you have this constant dialogue running in your head that tends to be bogged down with negativity or concern or worry or stress or anger or frustration or whatever, and how that affects everything else in your life. So I want us to look at how changing our thoughts can change our life. And I learned a lot about this from Wayne Dyer, who is deceased now, but he has like 40 some books out there. You can find his work anywhere. He literally has a book called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. And then most of the rest of his work also includes thoughts, ways to work with the power of your mind and everything. And there are many other teachers that focus on the power of our thoughts. So I'll just kind of give my quick understanding of this and some simple aspects of it that you can immediately apply into your life and start to see things turn around. Number one is that anytime you have a negative thought come up, boink, there it is. There's a negative thought. I want you to catch it and go, oh, there's a negative thought I'm having right now, and ask yourself what its opposite would be. Like, what would a positive thought be you could have in this moment instead? Here's a silly little example. Like, often in the weather forecasts we see like a 30% chance of rain, so we think it's going to rain, but actually there's a 70% chance that it won't. But we focus in on, oh, there's a 30% chance of rain, there's a 30% chance of rain, and so you can either focus on, and I just mean this example metaphorically, you can either focus on the 30% chance that it's going to rain, and whatever you're planning to do outside might be compromised, or you can focus on the fact that there's a 70% chance that it will be dry and that you will be able to continue to do what you had planned outdoors today. Okay, so do you hear the difference there? There's a difference there. And so putting that on a grand scale of 40 or 50,000 thoughts in a day can really make or break your disposition. It can really make or break how you feel about life, how you feel about yourself, and your physical health and your spiritual well-being. So anytime a negative thought comes up, quickly catch it and go, oh, there it is, that's a negative thought, and ask yourself, how can I switch it around, turn it into something more positive? Another thing that I have often said to people, especially in the therapeutic process, I've said, like, if they're upset about the behavior of another person, well, the guy didn't call me and he said he was going to call me, and so I think that must mean he doesn't like me anymore, or maybe I really messed up on our date the other night and he's probably going out with another girl now and it's over. And I'll say, well, has he told you that it's over? Has he explained that? No. Has he explained why he hasn't called? No. Okay, then what else could be true? That's the question to ask yourself. That's what I want you to get out of that. What else could be true right now? So sometimes when things don't look like they're going the way we want them to, or we're a little stressed out about something and our thoughts start to kind of spiral down, we come up with all the theories of what could be wrong and all the worst case scenarios, right? And so I say to people, until you know what's really going on or what's true, what else could be true? Even if you don't believe it, or even if you don't know, what else could be true to focus in on right now? Well, maybe he's had an exceptionally busy week at work and he simply has not been able to get back to you. Maybe he's trusting that you are secure in his feelings for you and that you don't need a call from him to reassure you right now, and that he's thinking that you'll connect up this weekend and talk on the phone or touch base or whatever. Maybe he's thinking he knew you had a really busy week this week and you had exams coming up, and he didn't want to distract you hearing from him. So you see how you can come up with other things that could be just as true as what you're torturing yourself with about life. Okay, so that is another scenario. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt until you know something for sure. Cut yourself a little slack, give yourself the benefit of the doubt, and look at more possibilities than your first instinct, which is usually the downside, the sad side, or whatever. Another thing that I do with my thoughts often, I wake up doing this, I go to sleep doing this, is I focus on gratitude. I put my thoughts on all the abundance of blessings in my life. And there are many, 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 many. And so I can often, review those quickly in my mind. I often have personal relationships, people that come to my mind right away when I wake up or right before I go to sleep, that I feel so blessed to know and I'm so grateful for. And I've done a mission trip to Africa, which has helped me to appreciate even more, like things like brushing my teeth and having shoes that fit, having shoes at all, running water, things like that. And just, I walk through life constantly seeing all that I am blessed to have, all I'm blessed to experience, even some of the knowledge that I have, I feel so blessed to have. And so, this stuff didn't just all fall out of the sky. I didn't just draw the lucky card. I've created a lot of this in my life, of course, and made choices that have led to a lot of these blessings. But nonetheless, I feel super duper blessed. I've been with people who are so depressed that I've said to them, look for things to be grateful for. And they look at me like I've lost my mind, and I'll say, do you see me sitting across from you right now? And they go, what? And I'll say, can you see me sitting here right across from you right now? And they'll go, well, yeah. I'll say, you have vision. You have two eyes that can see. And you also live in a country where you can get eye care that can correct vision and help you if you have problems with your vision. If you get down to the bare bones in life and all you can think of to be grateful for is how you have eyes to see, ears to hear, a voice to speak, feet to walk, hands to give someone a hug, then that's a lot right there. That's a lot right there. Do you have a sound mind? If you don't have Alzheimer's, there's a blessing, right there. We have the opportunity for education here. We have freedom to vote. We have, there's gobs of things. So even if you're going through burdens in life, like if you're going through a particularly stressful time in your life, which I know many of you are, and I don't take any of that lightly. I've been through stuff too. I know, and I've walked with you through lots and lots and lots of difficult situations. But at the same time, we have blessings. And so the more you can put your mind there, this strengthens you. And life likes it when they hear, when it hears our appreciation, notices our gratitude, and gives us more to be thankful for. And what's interesting is when you approach the day feeling grateful already, more comes into your consciousness to be grateful for. And that can only make you feel better, no matter what else is going on around you. So it is a way to use your mind and use your thoughts to create more happiness and success in your life. Another way that I use my mind to create success and happiness in my life is I have some some foundational beliefs I have chosen to adopt that strengthen me all the time, and keep my life in perspective. And one of them is all is well. All is well. And I say this in my head no matter what is going on, no matter what. I try to put my thoughts right there. And another one is everything is always working out for me. That is a thought that I hold closely. As a matter of fact, a year and a half ago when I fell and I shattered my wrist on the cement, and I was laying on the driveway having just tripped, and my whole arm was bleeding and my hand was dangling. I had a hole in this hand that was bleeding out. My face was dripping blood and had just, oh my gosh, I beat up my face. And then there was a hole in my knee also. I mean, I was a mess. And it was evening time in a town I'd only lived in for 3 weeks. And I was by myself in a neighborhood that was basically abandoned because it was winter in a beach town. And I didn't even know if they had a hospital or where. I mean, this was a bizarre situation, people. This really was. It wasn't life and death, but it was, it had its challenges. And the first thought that came out of my head, which I am sorry to report to you, but the first thought that I had was, how could you be so stupid and trip like that? What is the matter with you that you just let this happen? So it was self-loathing. It was beating myself up, and oh, how could you be such an idiot, right? You just changed your life, but then I'm like, okay, stop that. Stop that, Cindy. You tripped. You've had an accident. The second thought was, everything is always working out for me. I promise you, that was my second thought. I could get there in thought number 2. So when life is rough, if you can get there to thought number 2 and say, all is well, everything is always working out for me, or I'm never alone, I have everything I need. If you can put that into your head immediately, that can change the entire situation, and it did. Somehow, I don't know how. But after I had that thought, I got up off the ground, off the cement, and I don't even know how. And eventually got myself to the hospital and everything else. And, the rest is history, of course. I mean, it all worked out wonderfully well. Healed 100% and so on and so forth, and not without some work and time and money and oh my goodness, but really what got me up off the cement was, with not a lot of physical function to do so, was that thought that everything is always working out for you. All is well. So basically my head saying to me, get up and deal with it now. It's okay. And I could, and I did. And so your mind is a beautiful, beautiful tool and can lead you to success and happiness immediately if you use it to your advantage. So anytime you're off track with your thoughts, anytime you're suffering with a thought, notice it, acknowledge it, and recognize it, and switch it over and start doing some of these other things that will promote your greatest health. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.